is, protecting each other. Being here today, seeing all y'all, that's a blessing to know that there's still so many patriots that care about freedom. They came in, they catered for the local.
But here's the weird twist. Since this is, even though that we're in the city of Palatka, this is county property.
Oh.
The city here has no control
So there's
over this
conflicting
Yes.
scenarios where the city probably wants to take it down, but the county won't allow it.
100%. Yeah, the Palatka mayor is 100% on BLM's side.
Wow.
But again, he has no control over this at all.
Which is crazy, because when you think of Palatka, you think of like all rednecks live here.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Well,
you wouldn't think there'd be a left-leaning mayor in Palatka.
True. The city of Palatka is very diverse.
Yeah.
The county of Putnam, very redneck, very red, very conservative, very Christian.
Hey, when someone calls me a redneck, that's a compliment.
Absolutely 100%. Yes, sir.
They
I
use
agree.
it as a derogatory term, but we take it as a compliment.
I
Like
do.
when they call us deplorables, that's a compliment.
100%. Yes, 100%. I'm no longer trying to get anyone to like me at this point. You know, we are what we are, and you know, we should be proud of our heritage. We should be proud of who we are. We should be proud in the way that anyone else is about their ethnicity, about the color of their skin, about where they come from, about their background. We're just as entitled to do that, and that's what we're doing.
It seems like these Confederate monuments are the only war monuments that you can deface or tear down nowadays.
Yes, everything is up for grabs. Everything, unfortunately, you know how our country is going. Everything seems to be up for grabs. Everything is debatable, whereas it wasn't.
Right.
So it's really, it's not going to be up to. Ultimately, it really isn't going to be up to any board of county commissioners or any city commission. It's going to be up to the people to say no.
Right.
You're not taking this down. There's more of us than there are of you, and we've made the decision. We've made the call that it's not going anywhere.
And that's part of why we're gathering here today to voice our opinions on keeping the monuments here.
That's exactly right. This is primarily this is a speaking event for U.S. Senate senatorial candidate Luis Miguel. He's the headline speaker here. We have several other speakers here. The chair of the Tea Party is here to speak as well at some point today. So it's definitely a good group of all of us together, various backgrounds and whatnot.
Samir is here. What are we doing today, sir?
We are here in support of this beautiful Confederate monument right here in front of the Putnam County Courthouse that the BLM fags have been trying to get it taken down for about 1.5 years now. Yep.
So what's so important about protecting these monuments?
Because it's history. You protect history. If it's bad, so that you avoid what happened in the past. If it's good, so that you honor it. You never take down history. Usually the people that are doing it are the ones that hate the country. And you know, if you disagree with it, don't look at it, I guess. I mean, it does represent something right here in South, you know.
The Democrats seem to be in control of rewriting history at the moment.
Yeah, they want to take down all our Confederate monuments. They just pressured Virginia to rip apart General Lee statue in 3 pieces.
So it's not so much that, I mean, if you do hide history or take it down, it will repeat itself.
Yeah.
But the Democrats, the lefties, as they're trying to rewrite history, are already repeating it.
Right.
I mean, they are racist.
Yep,
There's a war against white people right now.
They're trying to say
We're being demonized for being white.
Yeah, for real. The only oppressed race in this country are white people, believe it or not.
Right now.
Affirmative action is the most racist thing. That's institutional racism right there.
Yes, it is.
And they say, oh, institutional racism is targeted towards minorities. Come on, dude.
Yeah. So this is an ongoing fight to save our war monuments.
I don't know why.
Tell people who you are and what we're doing here.
Hey, I'm the Patriot Pastor. We are here.
They can follow you on YouTube?
defending. You can follow me on YouTube and also on Telegram, The Patriot Pastor. We are here defending Southern heritage. America is in a battle, and we are here to talk about how we are going to win our culture back.
Yeah, we're losing the culture war.
We're losing the culture war because Americans have sat back, Republicans have sat back, and haven't said anything in reference to them doing whatever they want.
Yeah.
And we are here to say no more. We're going to win our country back, fight for our country, family, God, and country. That's what we're here for.
So what's so important about saving Confederate monument. or
Well, this
statue?
statue's here, and Black Lives Matter and Antifa want to tear down this statue. Basically, this is our heritage. This is heritage. We put up statues and memorials in remembrance of certain events that have taken place, and when we forget history, we're bound to repeat it.
Yeah, I was just telling Samir that the Democrats are rewriting history while they're repeating it. As far as if you think about racism in this country, they like to pretend that there's white supremacy going on and hate against black people and that kind of stuff, when it's the other way around. It's the white people that people are being, the left is prejudiced against the white people.
Well, what's happening is you have the cabal or the elites in the world that are trying to paint the narrative that white people are racist. We're not racist. With it, America has done more to fight racism than any other country. And what we're here to tell them is that we're not going to put up with it anymore. We're going to fight this battle, and we're going to win America back. We're going to win freedom back.
Right. Well, I like to summarize the history of slavery like this. Black people enslaved black people, and white people fought and set them free.
That is the truth.
Yeah.
100%, Jeff.
I'm saying. Luis Miguel, tell people who what you're running for.
Running for U.S. Senate, challenging Marco Rubio in the GOP primary.
No, are you the only one challenging Marco Rubio in the primary?
Well, there are a few others in there.
There
but
are. You're the only one I ever hear.
I'm the only America First candidate for sure.
Okay. All right. So you're talking about there's other Democrats that are running against them.
There's a few other people in their GOP primary. Yeah, but I
Okay.
can't tell you much about them. I honestly haven't really seen them on the campaign.
I haven't seen anything
Yeah.
on Facebook or anywhere. No campaign ads or anything. So we're in Palatka, Florida. The left wants to tear down this memorial that commemorates the Confederate soldiers. It's just another monument they want to tear down, and we basically here exercising our First Amendment rights
That's right.
to say don't tear this statue down.
Exactly. So, they are cultural Marxists, and what they want to do is destroy any vestige of our history, our traditions, and our culture. It makes it that much easier to control a populace when you remove their sense of identity. These people believe in year zero. The only culture and history they want is the version that they themselves create so they can subjugate us. That's why they go after, in particular, Southern monuments so much, because here you have that tradition of liberty, that tradition of faith and of Christianity, complete antithesis to everything that they represent. And so they can't leave this in peace, and we have to come out here and make our voices heard. Now, the good thing is here this is a relatively red county, but what you have to understand about these people is that evil never sleeps, and they continue to push and to push and to push until eventually you get weak-willed politicians in there who succumb. That's why it's imperative that we as patriots, as constitutionalists, continue to always be out there to counter their narrative, to show that the people are on the side of history. That's what this is about today.
Yeah. So you're running against Marco Rubio, and what a lot of people don't know is that he's for red flag laws.
Absolutely,
Right.
Red Flag Rubio. That's what we call him here in Florida.
Yeah.
He introduced this legislation. Many of you are already familiar with red flag laws. I'm kind of preaching to the choir. But what that does is it takes away people's due process, because you don't even have to be charged with a crime under the red flag laws. As long as someone comes out and makes some phony allegation, which could very well be a political allegation. It could be some liberal.
Well, the left, everything's politicalized.
Exactly. It could be some liberal who comes out and hates the fact that you're a Trump supporter and considers that basis for calling you a dangerous society. And now you have some liberal sheriff with a corrupt judge, and they go behind your back. You're never even aware of this process taking place. And all of a sudden they show up knocking on your door and say, give us your guns. It's
That's
a
so
complete violation of the Bill of
unconstitutional.
Rights.
Yeah, so that's not good, man. We can't have that. They're trying to label all Trump supporters as terrorists, basically.
That's
So
the plan.
if they can do that successfully, then all they got to do is prove that you're a Trump supporter or you're an America First type of person. Then they can just come in and get your guns. That's insane.
That's the idea. It's all this multifaceted approach to destroying our liberties. Take away our guns, lock up political dissenters like they've done with the January 6 political prisoners, and use the feds to investigate everybody else. To either, if they don't arrest you, they at least intimidate you, like what they're trying to do right now with the school boards. now you even have these mama bears who are being investigated by the feds because they don't want their kids matched up. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
But of course, what we know that what this really is a communist takeover of this country. We're living right now in an illegitimate regime that was put into place through a coup, through mass electoral fraud, and we have to fight it every way we can by any means.
Also, Marco Rubio is for making illegals legal.
That's right. I mean, he was a member of the Gang of Eight.
Yeah.
He pushed for amnesty, which would be the death of this country.
Yeah.
And we have to hold a line against illegal immigration, against amnesty. What we really need is to take a tougher approach. It's about time we stopped apologizing for defending our own country. We spend billions of dollars every year defending the borders of other countries, but we can't defend our own. We send our military to die in other people's wars. How about using it to defend our own people like the Constitution says they are supposed to? So what we need to do is, first of all, criminalize all of these politicians who are creating sanctuary states, sanctuary cities. Every single one of them needs to be imprisoned for sedition. And then end all of the welfare, all of the incentives that are serving as a magnet to these illegal alien invaders. We have to stop the invasion, or our nation won't survive another few years.
We will not win if we don't get rid of all of these rhinos. And here's our chance right here. Okay, Luis Miguel, we got to get rid of Marco Rubio. So
Thank you, sir.
I hope you win, man.
I appreciate
God
that.
bless you.
God
Thank
bless.
you. Appreciate it.
I saw a lady when I walked up here this morning. She was walking around. She's like, "Wow, it's so cool, right?" She was from Brooklyn, and she basically said, "What's going on?" I said, "Oh, there's a rally. You know, they want to remove this statue, this memorial," and she couldn't figure out why, you know. And I told her, well, the reason why is because what communists do when they move into a country, or what communists like to do, is destroy history. Right? Because if you don't know your history and you don't know where you come from, well, it's much easier for them to persuade you on who you are. And the communists don't want children of America knowing who we are. All right? And we are descendants of men who would not be ruled.
Amen.
That's who we are.
Amen.
And we're not going to stand around and just let our history be destroyed by Marxists and communists. Or people that are sellouts that just want to take money.
My name's Rick Yeldington. I've been here my whole life. My family's been here since the mid-1800s, making their life in this town, in this county. If this thing belongs to anybody, it belongs to me, just like it belongs to everybody else in Putnam County.
Yes.
It stands for the sacrifice that was made by my ancestors, my family, to try to protect their loved ones from an outside force that was coming in to rule them. Sort of the same thing we've got going on today. It's an outside force trying to come in and take over and tell you what you can do with your family, what you can do with your home, how you can live your life. They don't want us to live free, they want us to live by their rules. This standing here today may offend a lot of people in this county, but that's because those people don't have appreciation for what was sacrificed by people's family like me. I don't want to keep anybody else down, but I don't want to be kept down. Moving this piece of granite, this memorial to my ancestors and their sacrifice that didn't come home, Gideon Yeldington, my great-great-grandfather, this is to them.
Yes.
We've had a lot going on here in Putnam over the past year and a half. It's happened before, but there's been a lot of division just because of this, and not an appreciation, an unappreciation for us and who we are, trying to erase us out of this society because we're not worthy in some people's eyes. If we don't have a right to live here and honor our ancestors, then nobody does. That's right. We're all Americans, black, white, Hispanic, Democrat, Republican, independent. We're all a part of the fabric of this nation. We all deserve to be here. Just the same what we got going on today. People moving from up north, people moving from the cities out into the urban areas. Trying to get away from the crowd, trying to get away from the politics, the bad people that are taking over. The socialism, trying to take over everybody's life for a select few instead of trying to provide for everybody. Multiple parties and multiple people, we all have to conform to one identity. We're not that. We never will be that. You part of the community one by one, like Blackfoot. Blackfoot's run pretty much on the business